Advice to anyone coming to Premium Care Plastic Surgery: you are going to be in great hands. You will be seen by a doctor or doctors who truly care about you and your well-being and your aftercare and your healing process, and they just really want to see you blossom after being worked on.
Oh, I would say as you know, any smart person should do their research and make sure that it's the right fit for them, you know, because you know, some people might feel better being in their own home, you know, rather than somewhere else. But for me, this was the right decision to give me a break from my daily life. And to get kind of taken care of in a country that has wonderful medical services. So I would say advice is, you know, just because you haven't been to Columbia or maybe haven't thought about Columbia as a place to get surgery, you know, do your research on the quality of medical care here and think about what you want your recovery period to be like. Because I've gotten surgery in the US, and what happens is the doctor performs the surgery and then you have your caretaker pick you up and you go home and you're alone until you go back to the doctor's office 2 days later. And you're alone unless you have somebody who's a friend, not a nurse, a friend, you know, help take care of you.
My advice would be to be prepared with all your questions. Don't be afraid to ask as many questions as you want. This team is very nice and they're happy to answer all of them. But yeah, that would be advice, to ask all the questions that you want.
I recommend this place 100%. 100%. I mean, Dr. Campbell and Dr. Carolina, Dr. Restrepo, they made me feel so comfortable. It's like they have known me forever. You know, they're up close and personal. Everyone is professional. It's clean. The recovery suites are clean. The office here is clean. Everything is just top notch.
You do get like a little nervous like coming here by yourself, but it's really not that bad. As long as you're like aware of like your surroundings and stuff, and you just have to rest while you have surgery here, like after your surgery, post-op.
One thing that it's kind of silly, but like one thing I didn't really like think of is like how to pack for aftercare. Like this is really uncomfortable. I'm very hot, and like I would bring longer dresses, like things that cover your fox. I didn't know that you had to wear it as constantly as you did. So that's just like something to keep in mind, and bring lots of books because you're inside a lot.
Especially, you know, Columbia, but really plastic surgery. I think the big thing is to take some time to have an emotional inventory of what it is that you want, what your expectations are, being realistic about that. You know, knowing ahead of time that it's a process. You know, there's a lot of people who talk about you have to trust the process. Changing your body, you know, losing a dramatic amount of weight. Statistically, people who have bariatric surgery there's sometimes a lot of challenges that they go through emotionally. And so preparing yourself for that, I think, is the biggest thing. I mean, we can spend lots of time looking at pictures of people with the snatched waists and the perky boobs and all of that, but really spending more time on preparing yourself emotionally and understanding what your expectations are, what's realistic. You know, I think wherever you go, but coming here is probably the smartest move because you get to see Cartagena. I think it's just so important to really spend that time in that emotional kind of grounding yourself.